Welcome back to Rooted and Rising. If you caught the first episode, you know we set the foundation for this new chapter. Talking about passion, finding your own path, and why I decided to rebrand. Today we're going to take it a step further because passion might get you started, but it's consistency that keeps you growing. And I'm excited because I got my brother, Julius, back here to chop it up with me. You're going to hear both of our perspectives on why consistency matters and what it looks like in different seasons of life, and how having the right people in your corner make all the difference. Julius, you ready, my dude?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on, bro.
Anytime, anytime. Um, I'll go ahead and kick this off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, for me, I would say the Navy taught me uh, real quick that consistency wasn't optional. It was kind of survival. You know what I'm saying? Like showing up on watch, running drills, leading a division. Uh, to me, that meant that consistency meant trust, um, and that carried over into my life after I retired. But um, the difference is, once I retired, there wasn't anybody I had to report to or that was telling me when and where to be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that consistency piece that I learned in the Navy uh, transformed into internal discipline. And it wasn't about Navy standards anymore. It was about my own standards. And I would say, that was like me showing up for Cole's practice, being more present uh, in my marriage, being a better communicator to my family. Now that I didn't have the the structure of the Navy, it was kind of like in the consistency of the routine of getting up, putting my uniform on, going to work, doing Navy things, and then rinse and repeat kind of deal.
Hmm.
It's like I had to redefine what that structure looked like by building those small habits of, okay, I'm waking up, and then I know when I wake up, I gotta do this, and then I'm gonna feed the dog. I'm whatever it may be, right? And that consistency kind of helped with the transition out of the Navy
Hmm.
and the reintegration into being civilian too. Like, what is your perspective on that?
No, I agree with you. I think it's definitely discipline. I also think consistency doesn't care how you feel day in and day out, right? Like there's no feeling attached to it, right? If you treated consistency as if it was a human doing instead of a human being, then you would have to look at that as I am consistent regardless if I'm sick, regardless if I don't feel well, right? And the Navy does groom you to be. I feel like any military service does groom you to be like that, right? Like you start off in boot camp, your consistency is every single day you'll wake up, you'll make your bed. It's number one thing you're going to do before you do anything else, right? Got to put the blankets at a 90 degrees, got to fold it a specific way. Your shirts will be folded this way, right? That's all consistency and discipline all throughout, right? That transition. So as you grow in your military career, your consistency changes based on your responsibility, right? So when you become a second class or a third class, or you become a first class or a chief or a senior chief, your consistency all the way up through the ranks, officer, enlisted, is always going to be based on the discipline that you have. And at times, the only way for you to remain consistent is to understand that you have no feelings in this, right? It's all either professional or it's all based on business rules, right? Like, hey, look, man, we're it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We just had an emergency on the ship. We got to pull in. Seeing anchors at 6. I understand that you are my shipping officer and you just got off the 12 to 3, but I need you back up here at 6 a.m. to do a 5 hour CN anchor to pull in to get the ship fixed, right?
Yep.
You can have any feeling that you want for that, right? Like you can feel any way you want, right? But I need your consistency at that prior to you feeling that type of way, right?
Yeah.
And we can work on that together. But I do feel as if that's how I look at consistency at times is like, hey man, like I have no feeling towards this, right? Whether it's somebody telling me the horrible news or me giving the horrible news to that person. I feel bad a little bit, but hey man, mission got to get done.
I would also say like consistency as mm, a, uh, a leader as well as a father, right? So like consistency as a leader is because your junior guys look at you with a certain perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit, singer always at work. He here before I get here every morning, right? To me, it like shit like that sets the tone, right? If my guys know I get to work every day, if I'm on the ship every day at 5:30 in the morning, they know, okay, cool. OS1, he get to the ship at 5:30 in the morning because he goes around and he checks all the spaces. He's looking to see who signed yoke, if the safe, all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's easier for me to enforce the standard, right? Because I'm consistent in my schedule. So now the expectations that I have laid forward uh, to the people I'm leading are easier for them to receive because they see me exit. They see the consistency in me doing the routine, right? So they already know what to expect. They know, okay, it's probably the same for you, right? You get to work at whatever time you get to work. You have a routine that you go through. You check message traffic. You do all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure the people underneath you are like, all right, well, I know Senior's going to be here at 6. Maybe I should show up at 5:45, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
I should show up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that way, if Senior got anything for me, I'm ready to engage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that level of consistency also translates to fatherhood in the sense of when you're with your kids, you have to maintain a certain level of consistency in the way you discipline them, the way you talk to them, right? The way you show love to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of sets a standard of what, not necessarily what to expect, but so they know, right? Like if you're consistent in the way you discipline your child, then they already know, hey, if I go too far to the left, I know Pop is going to be on my ass about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it's due to the fact that you establish a certain level of consistency in how you approach them when you discipline, or how you approach your level of showing them affection, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it translates into them, and now they'll be more disciplined and consistent in their ways as well.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think it is, you know, consistency is huge when you definitely show it as a parent. And at times it's hard to switch that off, right? Like it's hard to go from, hey, I'm consistent, right, with my Navy, and then I'm switching it off and I'm going home and I'm being dad, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the senior chief that just got done telling 132 sailors like, "Yo, this is what we're about to go do, and this is how we're going to go do it." Right? I'm like listening more with the consistency at home than I more than likely than I am at work. Right? Especially if I'm task oriented. Right? And we have a task based system in the
Mm-hmm.
military. Right? It's like, hey, how much are we doing today? What is our work list? What is this? What is that? Right? Before the end of the day, that work list will get completed. Right? That's it. That's the only thing we have to go off of. That
Yep.
task will be done. For like sometimes I found it difficult to switch that off when I go home because it's like why isn't the homework done? Why? And I'm like, whoa, hold up, let me bring myself back. This is not a task oriented place, right? The home is not a task oriented. It's not a workplace, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so like, what do we have to do to get done in order for us to be successful the next day at home?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like two separate edges of that sword, and it can be hard for you to do that. And I think that's why when people talk to me about work life balance, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I'll be honest with you, right? It's a myth, right? You don't, to me, in my opinion, just watching you retired, watching MJ retired, it's like work life balance now for you guys is actual work life balance. Like, I don't think in the military you can sit there if you're operating at a high level that you could say, yep, I got work life
No, I will 100% say the term work life balance, if you're active duty military, is null and void.
balance.
You can't have it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like at an operational command,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to say on a ship
Mhm.
because there's other types of commands that are operational, right? Because at any given moment, you can get that phone call,
Yeah.
hey, pack your shit, we leaving,
Yeah.
right? And or hey, I need you back in the shop because some shit just done popped up
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's not like that in the civilian world,
Yeah.
right?
And I
Right?
think that helps with your consistency with like your wife and your kids. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because you're like, hey, once I'm done, I don't have to worry about OS3 going and doing this, and I don't have to worry about the message that was sent out wrong and sent to the wrong plaids, and we're wondering why the CNO is worried about this over here, right? Like,
hmm
I don't have to worry about that. Like, I'm going home. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah,
That 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 phrase that people I used to hate when I was active duty when people would be like, "Oh, that's a tomorrow problem." Like, no, it's
no,
not,
no,
motherfucker. It's not a tomorrow problem.
no.
But guess what? You once you on the once you on the other side, brother,
Yeah, it's a tomorrow problem.
that's real shit.
It's a tomorrow problem.
Yep. Hey
We'll
man,
highlight that tomorrow. Yeah,
it'd be Friday and somebody come in. I'll never forget. We was in the office and one of the ship's schedule changed or whatever, right? So they came into the office and it was like, hey guys, the office, like, oh, so USS so and so is trying to change their schedule, blah blah. And my team lead looked at him and was like, okay, but like, is it gonna, is that like a problem we need to figure out now? Because you look at our board and you see what team is going out there. So
yeah,
is this something we can talk about Monday? Because it's 1:30 on a Friday.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not really trying to jump into this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
You
not
know what I
jumping
mean?
in that water. Yeah,
Well, I'll let you know how I feel about it on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like,
Now I feel that because in the Navy it would have been like, oh, it's 1:30, it's 13:30 on Friday. Call them back. Like,
yeah,
it's not over.
we
Like
need
what?
to answer right now.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy.
I feel that.
But yeah, you had mentioned growth, right?
Yeah,
And so I want to talk on that, right? And something that I've realized over time is that life has growth seasons, and some seasons are about planting seeds. You're putting in the work, but nothing's showing yet. And other seasons are about pruning. Cutting back, letting certain things go. Sometimes people that aren't helping you grow, and then you've got the harvest season, right? Where all that consistency finally pays off, and you get to see the results, the fruit of your labor, so to speak, right?
hmm
But there's a catch,
yeah,
right? Most people quit in the planting season because they don't see the results right away. And I feel like that's why consistency is key because it's what bridges the gap between planting and harvesting.
hmm
And there's a quote that I love that says, growth is never by mere chance, it is the result of forces working together. Consistency is one of those forces. Without it, growth doesn't come.
yeah.
And I would say uh, for you, right, what season would you say you're in right now and how do you recognize it?
Um, I would definitely say reaping right now, but getting ready for my next planting, right? Getting ready for the next season of crops to come through, right? Um, one of my favorite quotes is definitely from a pastor man, and he says the fruit is never for the tree, right? And that's huge to me, right? Like as I'm reaping or other people are reaping from the fruit that is planted, right, and that has been harvested, that I hope is good for me, right? Whether it's my daughter, whether it's you, whether it's my friends, whether it's MJ, Marcos, my nephews, right? Whoever it is, right? Whatever they take from me, I hope that they use that fruit and plant their own season of harvest. And I think I can say right now, reaping and planting, because I am reaping a benefit right now, but I'm also planting as I begin school again, right? Like I'm like going into school, right? And being accepted into the school that I wanted to attend, You know what I mean? So it's like I feel as if those seasons, like you're right, like planting is the season where people quit, right? Because they don't. It takes so long for the seed to break open. The soil got to be right. Then it got to be enough rain, enough this, right? It could take months for you to get a little spring of a leaf or a spring of a vine,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it just shoots up after that. But most people can't wait those 30 days, 60 days, 90 days of consistent toiling that soil to get it through. But I would definitely say right now I'm in my season of reaping, rolling into my season of planting again because I already know this journey ahead is going to be crazy, right? As I transition out of the military, right? I'm starting like probably about 2 years early, right? But everybody says start earlier because you think you know what you're doing, but you have no idea. Luckily, I do have you and MJ who have retired already. You know what I mean? Your dad. And it's like, all right, cool. I at least got these people in my life that are like, yo, 18 months I'll do this. 19 months I'll do this, do this, do this, do this. If you don't have that, then you could definitely look and see how you could get lost in it. But to bring that full circle, as I plant this season, right? It's up to me to know when it's pruning time. Like it's up to me to know, like, yep, season's right, the crop is good. It's time for me to start pruning. Time for me to start harvesting that, right? In
Yeah,
order for me to reap the benefit of what I have.
I like that. I like that. You mentioned you're going back to school though.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Uh, what school? What school was it that you got into?
Penn State, Penn
Okay,
State.
okay,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna clap it up
yeah.
for you one time.
Yeah, Penn State, definitely, man, definitely. You know what I mean? So, appreciate that.
Yeah, just wanna recognize your accomplishments, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, my brother.
Uh-huh.
You going back to school, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm about to go back to school get my master's. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. That's you. Yeah,
Uh,
all right. Yeah,
no,
you feel me?
no biggie.
You know what I mean?
All right, so I'm about to get real.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah, 100%.
look, the hands
Oh,
go
we got
like
the
this.
apex hands.
We about to
All
get
right,
serious.
all right. We gotta
All
come up with something for the podcast with the
right.
apex hands whenever we see them.
All right, for real, let me get real for a minute, right? So during my cancer treatment,
Yeah.
there were plenty of days I felt like quitting on everything, and I would say I wouldn't even say plenty of days. I would say damn near every day I felt like quitting on shit. And MJ could attest to this, right? Like I would go to get chemo treatment. Oh, after chemo treatment, I had to eat a steak. So I would eat a steak and then I'd take a nap for like 3 4 hours, and then I'd get up feeling like shit, but I'd take a shower because in my head, water makes everybody feel better,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know where I get, but I just feel like water heals me. So I'll get in the shower. I might be like part Aquaman or something. I don't know.
You a waterbender out
Yeah,
here. Okay.
you know what I'm saying. That's how Navy I am. You know what I'm saying. I need the water. You know what I'm saying.
Okay, bro. Keep pushing.
Oh,
I just,
I'm
I saw
digressing.
you go there.
I'm digressing.
I need you to bring it back.
My bad. My bad. So yeah, and I would like, I would just cry and shit in the shower because it'd be like, fuck man, I don't know how much more I could do this shit, right? I didn't like the fact, like I just felt like I was like I don't even say a person alone on a deserted island, right? I didn't even feel like a person. I just felt like a shadow on on the smallest piece of something floating out there in the abyss. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't. I don't know. I just felt empty all the time,
Yeah.
and then trying to be normal, but put a smile on my face, so that way when I talk to my sons, Levi and Cole, they would be worried or be like, "Oh, Dad, are you okay? Are you not feeling good?" Because I used to hate when I did feel like shit, and I would tell them like, "Hey, I gotta get off the phone because I feel sick right now," and
Yeah.
then I would see how me saying that would affect them. So, but I will say though, right, the passion I had to do anything was wasn't loud at all during that time, right? But I did hold on to small consistencies um, that helped me, like get up and look forward to the next day, right? And it wasn't about doing everything that I used to do, as far as like going to work, um, you know, being in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. But it was just about doing something, and a lot of that just doing something was I would the days I would be at home, I would wake up, I'd get myself together, and I would take Cookie for a walk, right? And it'd be like short 10, 15 minute walk around our apartment complex that we lived in at the time.
Yeah.
But it was like doing that 15 minutes walk with Cookie let me know how the rest of my day was going to go.
Yeah.
But also, too, it was like, man, I accomplished something today.
Mm-hmm.
I got up, I got dressed, and I took my dog for a walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was able to.
You had an accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, but yeah, it was about doing something. Um, and even like, I think too, that was like at the time where we really started focusing, like sitting at the table as a family to eat dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even though having cancer sucked, I felt like it was a blessing at the same time because I felt like it allowed me to be more present in the moment.
Yeah.
As whereas I feel like I missed out on that because I was so wrapped up in Navy shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That it would take away from my time being present and just living in the moment.
Yeah.
But during my cancer treatment and everything, that's when I learned consistency isn't intensity. You don't need to go all in every day. You just need to keep showing up. 10 push-ups every day will be 100 once a month. And that applies to your passions too. You may not be able to give them the same energy you once did, but don't give up. Reimagine them, adapt, but don't quit. Have you ever had a moment where you almost gave up on something you loved? And if so, what pulled you back in, sir?
Have I ever had a moment where I gave up on something I love? If I gave up on anything that I this is just me being honest, right? If I gave up on anything I loved, it wasn't true love. Right? I don't think I ever gave up on anything I truly loved, right? Like relationships, yeah, I've loved people and like left them, right? But I left them because we outgrew each other, right? So elevation, they couldn't make it to the next one, right? They weren't part of the pruning season as we were talking about earlier. I don't think I've ever loved something and let it go, right? I think that I've loved things and haven't had the same passion for those things as I grew older, right? Like yeah, I used to love playing basketball, right? But it was the love of being physical. So then I changed that love to lifting weights. And it was like, all right, cool, well, I lift weights now, right? I'll still be in a physical mind state when it happened. But I don't think I've ever myself personally, I don't think I've ever loved something and like let it go. I think the hardest thing for me to let go of will be the Navy when it's time for me to retire. To be honest with you, right? Like because it's when I retire, I'll be at 22 years and a month basically. And if you think about what that career does to you, you love it, right? That's the only reason you sign back up for it, right? You're not looking at it like, oh, I'm just gonna sign back up and maybe I'll go do another 10-month deployment. Like, what I mean? Like you're not like, oh my god, I can't wait for it, right? It's like you sign up for it because the sacrifice precedes success, and your goal is to be successful in a career that you love, and you love that career wholeheartedly, that you're willing while you're in it to give everything you have to it. And I think that that'll be the first consistent love that I'll ever give up because I don't think I've ever loved anything as consistently as I have been required and wanted to love the Navy. Like not even like I don't think anything. Right? I'm not married, right? So I don't have that, right? Like it's just not those things. I'll never give up my kids. So You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Well,
Okay. All right. Well, I guess the second part of that question don't apply to you.
he said, right. He said, what?
I thought we was gonna be able to go somewhere with that one.
My bad. My bad.
Um, I would. So I'm gonna answer the question. Right? The thing that I gave up that I loved was writing. Right. Uh, in high school, shit. When I first joined the Navy, I used to write all the time. Whether it was like short stories, poems, like I just liked writing. I actually wanted to go to school to for creative writing, so I could be a creative writer or an English teacher,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, Langston Hughes is my favorite writer of all time. That's why my youngest son's middle name is Langston, right? And somewhere along the lines, I lost that love, the love for it, right? But I think what pulled me back in to the creativeness of writing is this like the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Coming up with the ideas, what to talk about, and structuring, uh, the script, so to speak, and how I want the outline of the episode, like the structure of the episode to be, and everything. Even though sometimes it feels like there is no structure, there's actually like
Yeah.
a lot of thought and structure that goes
Mm-hmm.
into it, right? And I would probably say that it was me going back to school and taking English classes that got me writing papers to be like, I'm not. I still might got a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Still got a little something in that tank.
I still
got a little something out.
I still might be able to do a little something.
Yeah.
So then, and then that just, like led to me saying, all right, well, what's another outlet I could do for writing other than just, being told what to write, how to write it.
Yeah.
And then that's when I came up with the podcast idea. It allows me to, it pulled me back into the creative side of my brain that I kind of pushed away for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I mean that's understandable, and I think one of the things is like you got back into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's huge for anything that you do love because you're not gonna have, and that's where it's like like consistency doesn't care about how you feel. You know what I mean? Like for real, like now you're consistent in this podcast space, and you're like, yo, if I'm tired, like I still got to work. I still got to work on this. I still got to set this up. I still got to come up with an idea. I still got to write down the layout for how the episode is going to go. You know what I mean? The left and right limits of it, and you find the energy in order to give it to your passion at that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I would say another lesson I learned uh, from all of that, right, is nobody stays consistent alone. Uh, the support system you have around you matters. Uh, family, friends, your spouse. They're the ones who remind you who you are when you forget. And for me, it's my wife, my kids, you know, my brother,
Appreciate
you,
that. Mm-hmm.
Marcos, uh, Quentin, uh, my sister, my mom and dad. Like y'all have all been my anchor, right? Because let's be honest, willpower fades, and but accountability and encouragement from the right people,
Yeah.
that's what keeps you moving. And consistency isn't just about discipline. it's also about community.
Yeah.
So with that being said, sir, Huito, who makes up your supporting cast and how do they help you stay grounded?
I mean, everybody you stated, right? I mean, we have the same circle. Right? It's kind of what keeps us the way that we are. Um, Definitely, man. I would say, you know, faith um, keeps me grounded. Family keeps me grounded, right? You got to have a bunch of people. You got to have a bunch of people in your circle that's going to tell you not yes all the time. Like, no, that's not smart. Or like, no, you shouldn't do that, right? Like, you shouldn't have a lot of people that think the way you do. You shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. Like, all of your supporting cast members, like, they have to also have the audacity. They have to have the gumption. They have to have the spinal cord to like tell you like no, like that's not it. Like you think that's it, but that's not it. Hey, drinking every day, that's not it. Hey, you think that this is the way to go, that's not it. You can't just fake your way into a school. You got to 110% continue to give effort in every single place that you're at. Until that happens, your supporting cast might be wrong for the role you're playing. Right? You can't have a supporting cast that's not actually good for the role that you want to be in your future, right? And you have to be able to move in that direction with your supporting cast because you can't, man. I tell people that shit all the time, bro. I tell people that shit I work with all the time. Like, yo, you want to be a yes man, and that's cool, right? The people that you're going to appease are going to probably put you in a position where a yes man should be or a yes woman should be, 100%. But you're not helping that person grow. You're not helping that person develop. You're not doing none of that shit.
Right.
I mean, the only thing you're doing is telling these people, like, yeah, hey, man, I think that's a great idea. I think this is it. I think you're leading the phenomenal way. I think, no, it's like, hey, man, we can all do better. And, like, this is how you can be better and do it. And I think that that's what keeps me steady. You guys keep me steady because, like, without it, I would think I would have Bathsheba syndrome, or it would just be like, I think I'm the best thing that ever happened. It would be no humility. I'm him. That's what it is. I made senior chief. I did this. I did that. Just pour a crash tell you like, hey man, let me tell you something. No, you could improve in this area. Mm-hmm. Your dedication really isn't there. Your devotion really isn't there. Your communication could get better. The way you parent your daughter could get better. The way you parent, those people, you need those people in your life. Take that. Because if not, you fucked up.
Yeah. So, how does your supporting cast keep you grounded?
I mean, they keep me grounded by that. That's what keeps you grounded. Like they like the gravitational force of a person to be able to look you dead in your eyes and be like, no, that's not right. Like people don't understand. Like I don't think people fully understand the gravitas of that. Right? Like there's a lot of people in bad positions now because somebody in their circle told them that's the right way to go. I mean, hey, you want to go get revenge? Go get it. I mean, load it up. Let's do it. Let's ride down on the block. Let's make that happen. Mm-hmm. And because you didn't have anybody in that car stop you, didn't have nobody in that car get out that whip and stop you. Now look where you at. Yeah. I mean, hey, sis, I don't think that you should be operating like that. I don't think you really should be dealing with those people like that, right? Those people over there, they do this, they do that. You shouldn't do. And now she caught up in a situation she could have never been in. How many times do you read stories, see stories on the news, and it could have been that one person that could have bystander and intervened on your behalf and been your angel on your shoulder instead of the devil and said, no, that's not what you should do. How many stories do you see that on the internet? A lot, bro. And it could just be one simple sentence. No, don't do that. Chill. DUI. Nope. Don't get behind that car. I'm taking you home. You can sleep on the couch. Now, nobody told you that, and you just killed a family of 4 because you ain't had nobody in your corner to tell you the real shit about the situation as it goes down. Like, that's huge to me. Like, no. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, hell no. Hey, tell me if I'm doing this. Nah, you doing this. All right, cool. Show me how I can get better, right? Show me what I need to do. You feel me?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I like it. It's all good points you made. It's very well said. It's almost like, uh, you go to like a prestigious college. Almost.
Yeah,
See what I said? No?
We'll see.
Oh,
When I'm calling you at midnight, like yo.
I need help with this assignment.
Need help with this assignment. All right.
All right. So, all the people out there, if you're listening right now and thinking, okay, but Lord, how do I become more consistent or consistent at all? Here are three things that I learned that really work. And it's, I think, the three things that uh, I, I use myself, right? Start small. Pick one habit and stick with it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Track your wins. Write them down, take a mental note, and check it off. Seeing progress builds momentum. Um, there's that's probably, to me, that's probably the most important one.
That's good right there. I like that.
It's that book by Admiral McRaven, yeah, called "Making Your Bed," and I recommend it. Read the book. It doesn't matter if you're in the military or not. It's a very good book. Um, it's just about you make your bed when you first wake up, and you've already accomplished your first win for the day, and then after that, you just continue to stack the wins, right? And that's pretty much what I'm trying to say here, right? You start small, you track your wins, and then last but not least, lean on your circle, right? Tell somebody what you're committing to. Let them hold you accountable, um, and that's the most important part of that, right? Being held accountable. Uh, is nice to have somebody that you share your goals with, or tell them what you would like to accomplish, so they can give you that gut check every now and then to say, hey, 2-3 weeks into it, hey brother, where you at with this?
Yeah.
What's the progress? How you tracking? Right. So that way, if you're starting to steer off course, they can get you back, point you back in the right direction. Because a lot of times you get tunnel vision when you're so focused on trying to accomplish something that you can not realize that you're actually having a setback instead of growth. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And here's a quote that drives all of this home for me, right? Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. And I want you guys to think about that. You don't have to be the most talented or the fastest, but if you show up every day, you'll outlast the people who don't. And what do we always tell Cole?
Well, what? His game?
Talent.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, say it, man. Say it for the people, bro.
Hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard.
See?
Hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard.
And that's it. I feel like that's synonymous with consistency is what transforms average into excellence, right? I think those two things, those two quotes, go hand in hand.
I would agree.
And what is one small habit that's made the biggest difference in your life?
Habit. I eradicated excuses. Excuses only sound good to the person that makes them. Everybody else, they just sound like a bunch of bullshit. Right? And that's what I listen. I got into it the other day with a CNG because I told him the same thing. He was telling me a bunch of shit, and I was like, all those are excuses about why you couldn't do something. You're not giving me one actual reason on why you can do it, right? You had the people, you had the material, you know what you're supposed to do, you just didn't do it. And now you're making excuses about why it's late. Nobody wants to hear that, right? And if you had a problem, right, that's the difference between an excuse and a problem, right? A problem is when you meet a roadblock, right? And like you can't get something. And excuses, you have everything you need to do it, you just won't do it. And that is one of the huge habits that I stopped doing. I just stopped making excuses for my piss poor planning or my procrastination or my lack of devotion to the task. Just stop making fucking excuses.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm trying to think. It's a small habit.
Yeah.
That's made a big difference in my life. I would say, I don't know. Oh, well, I would say being being more direct, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I hate walking around like the question or trying to say what you want to say, right? Like it's it's not my job to dictate how, or I don't say dictate, but it's not my job to. This might make me sound like an asshole, but I really don't care. But if you ask me for my opinion on something and I give it to you without the sugarcoat or the fluff, how you receive that and it makes you feel, it's not my fault. If you don't like what I say, you shouldn't ask me. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. Though.
Like,
yeah, you shouldn't have. Not
like I shouldn't have to curtail my delivery
Yeah.
for your emotional needs, right? Like you know I'm a direct person. All the people closest to me know that if you come in, you ask me, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give it to you raw and unfiltered. And some people don't take to that. They're like, "Well, I didn't want you to tell me like that. You shouldn't ask me." You know what I'm saying? But
it came with a disclaimer.
Yeah, but it's just like but I just feel like that's the easiest way to move forward with something, right? If I'm direct about it, then that leaves little room for false interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Now nobody's saying, "Well, I think he meant to say this." No. There was no fluff in there for you to try to say, or take what I'm saying as this. That I literally said, I don't like your face right
now. There's no space for your interpretation.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, so. And that's the opinion. And you're right. Like if somebody, I think you hit it on the head. Somebody asks you for your opinion. If you value that person, it is up to you. You almost have a job to give that person the most honest, direct opinion that you can because they ask for it.
Especially if you consider me your friend.
Yeah.
When you call me to say, "Hey, I need your opinion on something," are you sure?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want me to give you? Okay.
Because you're not a yes man. Look, I'm gonna tell you some stuff. You ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna tell you, and I want you to take it in and listen to it, and then be like, okay, all right, I can see where he gets. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Because as a person that has been on the other side of it, it is definitely something to get used to. But I can say without a doubt in my mind, if it wasn't for you in about, I would say clearly over like 60 to 70% of my decision making, calling you for an opinion, like, hey, do you think I should move down this path? Do you think I should do this and do that? If it wasn't for you giving me that open and honest opinion, I would not be in the position I am. What do you think I should do? You know what I mean? What do you think I should do? All right, cool. Sounds good to me. I might tweak it and beak it a little bit, but I'm still going to go and accomplish the overall task of what it is. But you need people, like I said before, that shit keeps you grounded. Because you might think, hey man, I'm thinking about going to school for astrophysics. What? What? Hey man, I'm thinking about going to law school. Bro, just because you break the law don't mean that you know it. You know what I mean? Like,
you watch one season of Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah, now you who? He like, you know what? Because it's true, like, but you need those people in your life to tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, if there's one thing that anybody takes away from this conversation, I hope that it's consistency beats motivation every time. Motivation comes and goes, but consistency builds a foundation you can stand on no matter what season you're in. Respect your season, lean on your support system, and keep showing up because growth takes time, but it's always worth it. Uh, do you have any final challenge or closing thoughts for our listeners out there?
I would just say every day is a chance for you to get better, and never ever take that for granted. Right? Like you ended up on God's wake up list, and don't ever 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 take that
Preach, brother.
for granted. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, you was getting kind of deep, and I kind of
My bad, my
I
bad.
kind of ruined it a
I'm
little
just
bit.
saying, sometimes I think about that. I be like, man, like you ain't have to do it today. I used to wake up and look at that. We ain't gonna talk about that, but I agree with that 100%. Like you woke up on God's wake up list, bro. Like go do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Because every day on this side
Yeah.
is better than the other side.
Who you think? I ain't never been
That's
to the
what I
other
heard.
side.
That's what I heard.
I ain't never met nobody came back. But that's permanent.
Yeah,
But definitely, man. Yeah, I would just say keep striving, man. Keep going. World is a tough place to live in right now, man. Just be blessed with every single thing that you got, bro. Because if you don't know nothing right now, you could be here today, gone today.
facts. And with that, we're gonna wrap this one up. And until next time, stay rooted, keep rising, and never forget the small things you do daily are what shape the big picture of your life. Thanks for listening and tuning in.